and welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Those of you that have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. If you lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, you have an agreement with them, please get in touch with Real Talk, that collection department, and we will be glad to assist you in any way possible. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share, encourage your friends and your family to tune into the live show on TV from 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy TV. On Synergy TV. We are live on YouTube also, TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. Now, viewers, I encourage you to like and share our page. Check our page during the course of the day, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, where you will get updates of events that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago on a daily basis. Now, I want to say thank you to the viewers of Real Talk for making us the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, an effective show with you, the viewers, making it possible for us. I want to thank those of you who sponsored, who planted a seed, who planted it on behalf of a friend or family or a job, or some just give it to charity. Now, viewers, keep in mind we do have our food drive going on. We are looking for the farmers of the Shogunas area. Now, there's a post coming on screen. I don't know if the farmers in Shogunas have what you are seeing on screen. This is what we are looking for. 400 pounds of cucumber, 400 pounds of baigan, 200 squash pumpkin, you know the bell pumpkin, about a foot long. We're looking for that. We're looking for 200 cabbage, 200 bundle of bodi, 200 bundle of dashing bush, 400 pounds of tomatoes, 200 bag of okra, and 200 bag of pimento. Viewers, you can contact me at 3391670. We are looking for a wholesale farmer to supply us with that. Now, viewers, for this week we have about 200 bags we have already given out. Now, remember, I have my work to do, I have my studio, I have my other businesses to run. So I do make time during the day. My team do make time during the day to go out and meet the people and give to them what you are giving to us. Now, like I said, I am not going to put up their faces. I am not going to put up their body with their clothes. I am not going to embarrass them because we are giving them a hamper. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Not all the time we do charity, we have to use a camera for fame. I learned to be humble. I learned to be humble. When you're giving something, when the right hand is giving something in charity, sometimes the left hand doesn't know. But sometimes the individual wants fame. They want to be famous that, hey, we're giving this person this because they don't have and I have. No, it's not so. It is not like that. When you are humble in charity, when you are humble before God, God will exalt you in due time. I was humble before God. And look where I am today. Look where I am today. So for the farmers in Shogunas areas, guys, one more time. For the farmers in Shogunas areas, in Shogunas, with farms, agriculture, this is what we are looking for. Now, we want to get this by, let's say, Tuesday, Wednesday. When we complete this, it will be 400 bags, market bags, and grocery bags that Real Talk have given out to the people in about a week, let's say almost 2 weeks. Because what you are seeing on screen is for this week coming. it will be 400 bags that we have given out. Now, I encourage you, continue planting your seed, continue donating $1,000 to Real Talk on our food drive. It is not going inside pocket. It is not. I've made that clear on several occasions. I've been on air for the last 2 years. And I've never asked anybody for anything except to contribute on our food drive or to build our house. So you would share in the blessings. That is why I am encouraging you to do that. So viewers, our drive is on. Feel free to contact me, 339-1670 or 238-6716, and plant a seed. Give to those that in need. Trinidad and Tobago is in a crisis according to the Prime Minister of our country, and we need to come together. I am not looking at who is giving and who is not giving. You give unto Real Talk, expect a miracle. Because you're not planting a seed onto a normal individual. I just do spiritual work. So there's a plus on your side. It is a plus on your side. So as we start off tonight, before I go further, there will be no Fire Friday tomorrow. I do apologize for that. But from next week, we will be on the air for Fire Friday. It's just that I have some obligations to do. I'm obligated to certain things on a Friday night, and I want to keep my promises. So I do apologize for Fire Friday. I know many of you look out for it. But I have an obligation, a promise I made, and I want to keep it up. It was only for last week and this week. But nevertheless, we will be on from next week. So as we start off the battle tonight, listen this. It's like a heated Thursday tonight, you know. Here they say you all will love tonight's show. Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, has taken note of comments from the sitting members of Parliament that the investigation into the so-called wire transfer transaction is far from over. Now, this is coming from the Commissioner of Police. In light of this, he insisted that no politician has the authority to direct the police as to what investigation is to be conducted. I love that. I love that. In a media release, Commissioner Mr. Griffith advised Dr. Rudal Munilal that as far as the police are concerned, the case which he brought into the public domain in October 2018 is closed. The cop said the investigation resulted in a waste of time and police resources. Commissioner Griffith said Dr. Munilal has evidence not discovered by the Trinidad and Tobago and the United States Finance Intelligence Unit. He advised to bring it forward. So if Mr. Munilal have evidence of the bank transaction, the financial transaction, he should bring it forward. Or even the account, bring it forward. Pass it on to Trinidad and Tobago Police Force, pass it on to the FIU in Trinidad and even in the US. So they could probably get other things going from it. Commissioner Griffith said, at this time, there is not a shred of evidence brought by anyone to justify the claims. So some of these cases are closed, according to the Commissioner of Police. Despite the comments of the members of Parliament, the COP is making it quite clear this case is closed. Listen to this, At a police media briefing yesterday, it was announced that two high-profile cases were closed because there were no evidence to support the claims. The cases were reports from a Cambridge Analytica and a statement concerning a money transaction to a bank in Miami. Meanwhile, opposition MP Dr. Rudal Munilal said the wire transfer matter linking Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to A&V Drilling Company is far from over. According to Dr. Munilal, it is still a subject of investigation by the fraud squad when, and even though Police Commissioner Gary Griffith disclosed yesterday that police service has closed the case. Now, viewers, I will draw your attention to something very soon. But listen this. In a report today, the opposition MP stated that at no time did he raise in Parliament an issue of a bank account which the police investigated, discovered to be untrue, and closed the case. Instead, Munilal said what he raised and reported to the fraud squad was an issue involving a wire transfer, which is still under investigation. He said the wire transfer was linked to a lawyer in Washington, D.C. He said the police will have to use the mutual treaty assistance legislation regarding the wire transfer matter. Now, Mr. Munilal never said anything about a bank account. He said about a wire transfer he was referring to. And I heard when he said that. It's not a bank account. It's a wire transfer concerning money. So listen to this now. We still have a pending case with the reports concerning A&V and the oil scandal. A report back in November 2018 stated that Petrotrin conducted an investigation into the fake oil scandal. The company stated that there was in fact discrepancy between the oil production and the actual oil production receipts at Pointe-à-Pierre. In September 2018, opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bissessar read from an internal Petrotrin audit which revealed that state-owned company had paid $100 million to a company identified as A&V Drilling for oil which was never supplied. However, Petrotrin later issued a statement where it noted that the company's initial findings were confirmed in a report submitted by the external consultant Kroll Consulting Canada company. Following the completion of the forensic audit commissioned by Petrotrin, boards into the report discrepancies. The release said, as a result of the finding, Petrotrin board has committed to taking decisive action. So now, viewers, while one transfer is closed according to TTPS, according to the Commissioner of Police, concerning a wire transfer, they said that there were no accounts. But according to Munilal, he was not speaking about an account. He was speaking about a wire transfer. A wire transfer. That is what he was talking about. Now listen to this. That report, that A&V fake oil scandal, what is the outcome of that? Because if Petrotrin said that there were findings, what is becoming of that case? Feel free to call in 238-6716. Let us hear what you have to say, because it is still ongoing. Now listen to this. It added that apart from confirming the discovery An additional report commissioned by global oil and gas consultant Gaffin Klein also found that the reservoir was not capable of producing the volume in question. As a result of the finding, the investigation has widened into 2016. Back then, Petrotrin chairman Wilfred Espinay confirmed that the company would be moving to take the appropriate action internally and to bring the matter to the attention of the relevant authority. What came out of that? Thus far, nothing. The chairman cautioned, however, that while the report confirmed the discrepancy found by the internal audit, it was critical for the board to continue to exercise due care and deliberation in how it proceeded. So viewers, this is a matter still on. Nothing came out of that. Now if the wire transfer or the bank account is not truth, what about the 100 million scandal? What about that? Is that gone? Is that gone just like that? $100 million just boom, oil just boom. I tell you tonight is a heated night. It's about oil. It's about scandal. It's not about an account. It's about a transfer. According to Munilal. And being a politician, you have power, you know. If I say don't do that, who are you to question me, a minister? Who are you to question me, a minister? Power in your hand, power in your head, power in your feet, and you're dancing dingole. You're dancing dingole because you're walking with power. Hey, I am the minister. I can say, hey, don't do that. And no matter how you like it or I like it, you can't do that. You can't do that. What about the fake oil scandal? What is the bottom line of that? It's $100 million to get back. Whose friend and whose family and whose cousin and whose brother-in-law and whose nephew? How fast we forget in Trinidad. How fast. But nevertheless, we're moving along. 3 men were expected to appear before a Scarborough magistrate to answer charges of sexual offense against minors. Now will you understand? Now will you understand why Saieed push? Why Real Talk push for child sex offender registry to be up and running, and why we should put their face going public? Now will you would understand. Because when you have your under 18 daughter and they're assaulted with, you want to kill them. You want to hire a gunman to go for them, and this and that, and I'm a daughter, and I could do anything. Listen to this. This is according to a statement from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. This follows intense investigation by the Tobago Division Child Protection Unit. 2 of the suspects surrendered to officers. In the first incident, a 16-year-old female victim reported to the CPU officers on April 29th that she was sexually assaulted by a man during the period of May 2019 to April 2020. Almost 1 year she was under this. The Tobago CPU immediately launched inquiries, which led to the surrendering of the 39-year-old suspect. I wonder why it took so long. Why almost 1 year she had to go through this ordeal. He was subsequently arrested and charged for 17 counts of sexual penetration. You see? 17. In the second matter, the 7-year-old girl, here the age, a 7-year-old girl reported to the CPU officers on April 28 that she too was sexually assaulted by a man. The Tobago CPU also commenced an investigation into the report in which the male suspect also surrendered to the CPU officers upon learning that he was wanted. The 25-year-old man was charged with 1 count of sexual penetration. In the third incident, CPU officers were told by a 15-year-old victim that she was sexually assaulted by a man on January 18th. Following an investigation, the 20-year-old male suspect was arrested and charged for 1 count of sexual penetration. The TTPS said these latest cases, being a total of 61 persons charged for crime against children, as laid out in the Children Act 4601 for 2020. Now, one thing I must say, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long for the victims to come forward? Why? Why are you taking so long? A year, 6 months, 5 months, sometimes 2 years. Why are you taking so long to come forward? If you can't trust nobody to make a report or nobody you could talk to, call me, 339-1670. We have assisted many rape victims, many. Because they are afraid to tell their mother, and they're afraid to tell their father, and they're afraid to tell their friends. But they contacted us. So feel free to call in 238-6716. Let me hear what you have to say. Because there are incidents taking place right here in Trinidad that many of them are afraid to come forward. And I am telling you, if you have no one to trust, call me. I will assist you. I will get the relevant people to step in and help you. Caller, good night.
Good night. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Go right ahead.
Yes, I just called to tell you I like your program.
Thank you.
And I like you very much. And I will. I always listen to your program. I want to keep you back and go for it. I like you. Goodbye.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. He like me because the way how others operate, you know. The way how others cut it, you know. So viewers, as we move on tonight, listeners, National Security Minister Stuart Young has confirmed that the construction and the construction and delivery of the Cape class vessel and fast ferries are on track. The vessel was ordered from Australia this morning. He was responding to a question from the media when he made a statement. He explained only this morning that he viewed footage of the patrol boats being built by Austral. Minister Young noted that it is proceeding according to plan, with the first expected to be delivered in October this year.
I got a briefing on the Cape class vessels this morning, and in fact got some great footage, video footage of the ferries being built down in Australia, and they are proceeding according to plan. We hoping to get the first fast ferry delivered. I think the date is sometime in October of this year. With respect to the, sorry, that's the Cape class vessels I was talking about. So I've seen videos of the Cape class vessels. I continue to get reports from the Coast Guard through the Chief of Defence Staff, because we have some TTDF officers down in Australia. So those are on course for delivery and coming along quite well.
Now, according to the Minister of National Security, he said that the fast ferries are also on time. The two ferries are coming from Australia and another Australian ship builder, Incat.
The fast ferries as well, one is being built by Austal and one is being built by Incat. As far as I am aware, they continue to be around the same estimated date of delivery as before. There may have been a fall off of a few weeks due to the COVID, and then you all would recall there were some wildfires that were taking place in Australia sometime last year, and I believe the delivery date for the first fast ferry continues to be at the end of the second quarter into the third quarter of this year, but we don't have the exact date.
Now, viewers, I want to share something with you. Put up the Maxi Coffee clip. Now, remember, for some time now, I've been asking you, the viewers, to call into Real Talk Studios to find out. We want to find out if your counselors and your ministers are doing anything for you. Remember when I was asking, where's Maxi Coffee? Where's Mr. Stroke Man? Yeah. Because since Maxi Coffee came into power, like the power shook him, he couldn't move. He couldn't move. The shock that he gets, he win his seat, he couldn't move. He ended up all in his states on a medication and all kind of therapy and all kind of thing. And since that, we ain't seen him again. So, on Maxi Coffee page, Talparola Hoketa page, I saw this. I saw this. Now put up the article. You didn't cut the article. According to the article, they are giving out market box. And they are also giving out the market box, the 2 chicken, and a voucher for $250. So, for the people of La Joqueta Talparo, I want to let you call in now and tell me, or tell the public, if you have received such thing. Let me tell you something. You see, when Real Talk, when Real Talk kept its drive from last week Sunday, when I showed to you that I was giving you a grocery bag, a market bag, and a chicken, apparently somebody followed. So you know how we became? We became leaders while others follow. I am proud to say it because we've seen other people now doing the same thing. Now, I am not taking credit for anything, you know. I am not taking credit for anything. I am just glad that they are following in a pattern. That is all. I am just glad that they are following in a pattern. You just don't give people dry goods and dry goods and dry goods. It's a no sauce to go with the dry goods. It's a no carriage to go with the dry goods. So that's why we decided to do it different. And I realized La Joqueta Talparo following. So, congrats. Some have to be leaders, some have to be followers. Call a good night.
Hello, good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead.
You know what does get me mad and vexed, and people don't even take this thing on? These people have so much a boat back up and they couldn't buy diesel for it to run, to do the garden at the borders. And then went and ordered 2 boats without concession and all these kind of things. Where there's all this money going? Where it's going? And from Sandy Grande, you are nobody in Sandy Grande. Everything move out, but they must keep it longer. There's a donkey kick, a goat kick, or what?
Thank you, my friend. Anybody from La Joqueta? Talparo, call in. Did you receive market stuff? Did you receive 2 chicken? Did you receive $250 in vouchers? Let's know if it's real or not. Because it is in the Maxi Coffee MP page for La Joqueta Talparo. If you have received this, call in. Let's hear what you have to say. Caller, good night.
A very, very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
You continue doing God duty and God good work, and you will be blessed tremendously. What I have to say is I'm a bit confused. I am wondering, could somebody please explain why in the PNM constituencies a little pint of Biram is accompanying that little few mega things? What this man have 3 children. You put a pint of Biram in there? I can't understand that. What's the reason for the Biram? All the best.
Thank you, my friend. I myself was wondering, but I hear some people say this tastes good when it's cold. So I don't know. Callers will make him laugh tonight, boy. Some of them say it is drink better cold. So But nevertheless, Talparo La Joqueta, I'll call in. I want to hear what all you have to say. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
First time caller, sir.
Welcome to Real Talk, my friend.
Right. I'd like to draw a point. How it is they have not started community testing, and every day you are telling me 1,500 people, and we have 1 million and change people. When are they going to start this? They won't know the map.
Thank you. Thank you for raising the matter, my friend. Now listen to this, viewers. More exemptions have been granted for nationals to return home. National Security Minister Stuart Young said he continues to receive requests for exemptions on a daily basis. This comes even though our borders remain closed. This morning, the minister said a group of nationals in Guyana have been granted permission to return home.
I'm here today to tell you that the next groupings that I've given permission to enter Trinidad and Tobago are, we had some workers who are in Guyana, so we've authorized them to return. They're in the process of making their travel arrangements. We are waiting the final travel arrangements to grant that final approval. That is going smoothly so far. It seems as though the vast majority of them are working in the oil sector down there. We estimate at this stage that is about 22 or 23.
Nationals in Venezuela and Margarita have also been given an exemption. However, Minister Young said they would have to make the necessary arrangement to return.
So I've also begun to authorize those who've applied to return from Venezuela and Margarita. Again, the government is not incurring the cost of these persons returning. We are preparing for their return, at which stage, when they arrive, the chief medical officer and the medical personnel from the Ministry of Health will decide as to how they are handled after they are medically examined and assessed.
A woman who is in Bahamas and is unwell was also given a green light.
The last correspondence I'd gotten from her was that she was trying to arrange through her medical insurance an air ambulance to return to Trinidad and Tobago. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, unfortunately, cannot engage and enter in the repatriation of our citizens who are scattered all over the world.
Now, viewers, I want to thank publicly. You see, I will give credit where credit is due. For days, I have stood right here on my platform and pushed for the Minister of National Security to open borders for nationals of Trinidad and Tobago in other countries to come home. We did that for almost 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And tonight, I want to publicly thank the Minister of National Security for granting permission for these Trinbagonians to return home. Now, I just always say, there's a saying, you give jacket where jacket is due. So tonight I want to thank the minister publicly for coming out this morning and making those statements, which mean they are listening. They are listening. So I must say thank you. I must say thank you. And there are many other thanks I will say to you when you get things done for Real Talk. Because when I push for something and we get it done, it does not benefit Saeed, it benefits the entire nation. And some people would want to call and say, what input did Saeed have? Well, if Saeed didn't talk about it, it would have just fly like the breeze. It would have just fly like the breeze. Because which other station, how many individuals have stood up and pushed for individuals to come home? I did it on a nightly basis. Every single night for 2 or 3 weeks, I stood right here. Right here, and I pushed it. They are citizens. They are the same one that when election comes around, you're going by these same people's houses, and you're picking up their 1-year-old in your hand. And you're kissing the 5-year-olds on the forehead. You're going in granny broken house, and you're tiptoeing. You're afraid you fall down for granny to vote for you. So I must say thank you for listening to Real Talk and getting it done, Mr. Minister. So viewers, before I go further, I have a pretty beachfront property to sell. A pretty beachfront property. Those of you who love the beach, look at that. A lovely 6 acres beachfront property. You all can see it is properly well maintained also. There's a lot of fruit trees on the property. There's also a house on the property. It is down in South Oropuch. Call me, 339-1670. It is 6 acres of land, well kept. Well kept beachfront property. So those big boys who have their speedboat and you like to travel from country to country, this is the ideal thing for you. The ideal thing for you. Look, the water right there. The water is right there. You know, you want to have your country house close to the beach. You could drive in your backyard with your boat. Look how beautiful it is. It is well maintained. There's a lot of fruit trees on the land. There's a house. Call me at 339-1670 for more information. It is in South Oropuch. The property is well taken care of. So do contact me if anybody is interested, whether you're from Trinidad, you're from Tobago, you're from Grenada, you're from Barbados, you're from the US. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Contact me. We will have a negotiation, and we will see how we can do business. For those of you who don't know, I'm also a real estate businessman. I don't work for anybody. I have my own company running. So feel free to contact me. Caller, good night.
Yes, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I want to make a reference to this bracelet thing with their contract with the amalgamated security company. I am suggesting, why not? Because if somebody escapes, cut off the bracelet and go, what is the early warning system? Because why not train the prison officers? It takes 6 months for a prison officer to train. It takes about a month for security guard to train. The level of training, the professionalism, the discipline That means for these monitors, better to take men from the police, the prison service, the army, specially selected people to monitor, because they're being paid already by the National Security Ministry. Why contract it out when the level of discipline training for a prison officer is greater than an average security guard? Who are these people who will be monitoring? Suppose somebody cut off the bracelet and escape and leave Trinidad. What is the early warning system? We haven't found out that yet from the minister. What safeguards are in place that somebody cut off the bracelet and escape, or he sabotaged it? And these security monitors, these people who monitor it, we don't know if they have friend and family, if they're being paid by the highest bidder. They could be accepting bribe, and not inform the authorities that he has escaped, he has left the country. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I am suggesting to the minister, you have trained prison officers, you have trained soldiers, you have trained police, select a few like how to form the SWAT department, select it through with discipline, go through a lie detector test, check your security, your discipline, your maturity, your surroundings, your background, and form a special unit to monitor these bracelets and save the country millions and millions of dollars.
Thank you, my friend.
And I have one more complaint here.
Yeah.
Wassa have a leak by me. It's over 1 million gallons a week being lost. I reported 4 times. They say they're coming, they never come.
Where is this?
In Marval, Monwash Road. It have 2 leaks. The water is going down the hill and mashing up the road. It's over 1 million gallons, I saw. About 3 months the leak is. 2 leaks side by side.
Okay. Thank you, my friend.
It's over 1 million gallons, I saw the check already. Right now the water running, you can see it from in the bedroom.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, some employers have been using the COVID-19 pandemic to destroy workers' rights. This is according to the General Secretary of the Joint Trade Union Movement, Ozzy Warwick. He was speaking on Wednesday night during a meeting. Warwick said, some people believe workers' rights in this time are indeed quarantined, and they view this as an opportunity to further take away workers' rights. He said he has reviewed the Quarantine Act, and nowhere does it say that the rights of the workers have been suspended. He added that international labor standards have not been quarantined either. Warwick said there is no legal base for the unjust action taken by some employers and stated bodies to violate workers' rights. He said that employers have been violating Section 40 of the Industrial Relations Act. Under this act, employers are mandated to treat and enter into negotiation with the recognized trade union for the purpose of collective bargaining. However, he noted that these employers have not been meeting with their unions before verifying the terms and conditions of the collective agreement. Now listen this, Listen this. There's a lot of employers who have told their workers to stay home. Many of them are not signing the salary relief grant form, neither the rental assistance grant form. They have refused to help out their workers. We have heard the cries of workers throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And you know what I told them? Take them to the labor board. When you take them to the labor board, the union will get involved. In many cases throughout Trinidad, since COVID-19 has entertained Trinidad and Tobago, many employers are not helping out their workers. And you know what? After COVID-19 come and go, they will be looking for workers to work in their business place. They will be looking for workers. So sometimes when you see a businessman in problems, you just want to know what he did or what she did to cause problem upon themselves. Always keep in mind, God is a just God. He don't like ugly. He don't love ugly. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sadiq.
Go right ahead.
I will asking you to see if you could do something about San Fernando Market.
San Fernando Market.
Yes, we over getting pressure from the CEO, the clerks, every day something new. Right, today they come and they tell us we have to tote out all we goods come on. Otherwise a truck will come and pick up everything and dump it.
Okay.
And this is going on for a good while now. There's real pressure in us. So we really want to know what it is going on with San Fernando Market.
Thank you for raising the issue, my friend. Now, viewers, listen to this, eh? The people who selling in the market in San Fernando, I raised this topic about almost a week back. A week and a half back. Every individual who is selling in the San Fernando market, every morning, they have to get up early in the morning, pack their van, come down to their workplace, which is the San Fernando market, unload their van, pack their stalls, and at the end of the day, they have to remove back all their produce from their stall and load it back onto their van and go home back. Is this what the market vendors voted for? Where is the mayor of San Fernando? According to some market vendors, they don't see him. They can't see him. They can't meet him. They can't. At the end of the month, Mr. Mayor, at the end of the month, you sitting down in your office collecting your check from the government while you have these markets, vendors, losing profit on a daily basis. And what are you doing about it? When somebody decides to talk about it now, you're more hot than them. You're more hot than them. It had a lady from San Fernando. She went to the mayor. She went to the mayor seeking assistance for some hampers. The mayor told her to bring a list. To bring a list. The lady called me yesterday. And she sent a nice sweet text message to the mayor. A nice sweet text message. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for acknowledging my request. And that was it. That was it. Not even a bottled water they receive. Not even a bottled water. But you want to play the big mayor of San Fernando, walking through the streets of San Fernando, but doing what? If you're not assisting the people in the market, what are you the mayor of? I do business who is you, you know. I don't care what position you hold, you know. That I don't care if your friend and family is police and sergeant and inspector and ministers. I have no problem with that. I do business who you are, who your connection is. But when you become the mayor of a city and you hear the people in the city crying out for your help and you turn your back, you become nothing to the citizen of that city. You become nothing. And it's the same way I asking the prime ministers and I asking the minister of finance, is Maxi Coffee still receiving his salary? Is Maxi Coffee still receiving a salary? You see, when you have people crying out for help, and you have those in authority that do not want to step down and help, let me tell all you something. If you know what is be going through the minds of these people and them, it best he get in a car accident and dead. Best bandit rob he. Best somebody deal with he. I'm telling you, his tears just fall. When people suffering and they're crying out for help and you want to help. One sickness take all you. One sickness. All of us feel all invincible. All of us feel all Superman. Ooh, and I go fly. And them can't do nothing without me. Let me tell you something. You never know when your life could leave your body. You're walking down the street, nice and jolly, drinking your nice punch or your beer. Boom, shot a car pass and bounce you. Oh God, Allah help me, help me. Allah calling for the people to help. Why you don't get up all yourself now and tell us, boss? Allah invincible. Get up now. When I start on mindset, I don't care who connected to who, you know. One thing I could tell you, and I'm bold and I'm brave to tell you that. My wife will say I'm mad sometimes. But I have a passion to tell you, one skin you cannot touch, or one door you cannot break down, is Saieed Ali. And I'm bold about it. You see, I hardly have here in my head. That's not going to be bald head, but nevertheless, one skin you can't burn is Saieed Ali. One door you can't break down is real talk. And you can't play you're sending somebody to deal with me. Oh God! I would love if you do that. I would love if you do that. You know why? I go get to practice. I'll go and deal with so and so for me. Yeah? I go practice what God give me. I feel a joke. When they come after my son, I practice it good. I practice it good. 3 blind, 1 dead. So I want to tell people, don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake to interfere with me or anything that belongs to me. You know why? I just fund Real Talk platform, and I funded it for the less fortunate in this country. And who have a problem with it? Or look at swallowed however all you want. Because at the end of the day, when power decides to leave all you know when you have a silver chain and you clean it up nice, you carry it by the jeweler and you real shine it up and it's nice around your neck. You know, after 2-3 weeks, you know, mock they start to gather on the chain and it has lost the shine. Well, that's what has happened to all when all lost all their power. And how you become? How you become? He never do nobody nothing. He's a waste of time. And right through you just be hearing that. All you have that stigmatization for the rest of all your natural life. People say, Saieed, why you just talk so, boy? Why it is you like to bash people so? Well, if you're in power and you can't do nothing for the citizen, you best just stay in your house, let people wonder who is who. It best you do that. It best you do that. Because shame is a serious thing. It's a serious thing. Call her good night.
Mr. Saieed, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Saieed, I've been watching your show for about 9 months now, right? About 9. And I maybe missed it about 5 minutes to see the headline of the news. To me, you is a very, very generous person. You is a very honest man. For the time I've been watching you. But I know you don't beg nobody for nothing, right? But I want to know that this big set of money this government is giving 30 million to this religious purpose, if they ever think of you an honest man like you giving anything to help the poor people. Because I know many of these people who get this money, it wouldn't reach the poor. It would not reach the poor. I would like to hear your comment on it, sir.
My friend.
Hello. Yeah.
I, Saieed Ali,
Yeah.
do not beg for myself.
Yeah.
I have sponsored my show for the last 2 years. I have paid workers without any one of my workers having to say, Saieed, you give me. Sometimes they get paid before they leave the studio. As they reach in. But Saieed, we sure are done yet? Money in your hand. Not one day. In 2 years, none of my workers could say Saieed cost them. Or Saieed treat them bad. Or Saieed is telling them so on. I'm not on that. My show is a platform. And you know what caused this to become a reality? A lady came to me and she said, Saieed, I always had intention of putting a show on TV. I always had the intention, but because of a busy schedule I had, being a spiritual person, doing spiritual work, and seeing people, and then traveling to countries, and then have my real estate business and other businesses to run, it was so tying up. But I always thought about having a show on TV until the day reached where I couldn't run anymore. A lady come to me and she said, Saieed, this is how important planting a seed is. She said, Saieed, I'm planting $1,500. I can finish this for something. Less than 14 days, that woman had access to $1.5 million. She came back about a week after. You know when you're going to buy doubles, they see them 1 pound doubles bag, only holding 2 doubles? Lady, bring it, she said, Saieed, I bring this for you. I said, Mom, you bring doubles for me? I said, where you got doubles to eat this hour evening? When I open the bag, I see blue doubles. I see blue doubles. And I told my wife, I said, listen this. I said, I'm going to put a show on TV. I called O'Brien. I said, Brian, so and so and so and so, come down to my house. We're going to have a meeting. Came down to my house a couple of days after. And we sat in the porch. I said, Brian, I want to put a show on TV. He said, okay. He said, that's good. He said, what type of show it is? I said, it's a current affairs program. I want to highlight guns. I want to highlight drugs. I want to highlight road, people situation, counselors, people not seeing people in authority, things like that. She said, Saieed, not a problem. Being a fresh person on TV, I will guide you along the way. I said, thank you. But I know I had the Spirit of God on my side, and I know I had the spiritual gift inside me that go guide me. Thank God for planting seeds. I do not have to ask one individual, not even half of a man, to fund Real Talk. I built 2 studios. 2 studios in 2 years. And I'm proud of that. You know who I give thanks to? I give thanks to God. I give thanks to God. You know why? He that planted a tree by the waters shall bear fruit in his season. So I was planted by a water. The water is God provided that water. And the tree nourished, and it nourished for months and months, and a year passed, a year and a half passed, 2 years. Real Talk with Saieed Ali have become the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. And the only time I asked somebody to contribute to Real Talk was when we were building the house in Barapo, and the man wanted to terrorize me, wanted to beat him up, and I deal with him. And COVID-19 to help the poor. That is the only time I ask. And not 1 cent goes here. So viewers, I am encouraging you, for those of you who know about charity and know about giving, and those of you who know about giving with the right hand, and don't let the left hand know, feel free to plant into Real Talk. Because we're dealing with the less fortunate. So put back up on the screen before you go one more time, the markets that we're looking for. For the farmers of Shogunas, if you have these items, please contact me. We're looking to buy that wholesale as much as possible. By Tuesday, Wednesday, I want to be able to have 200 market bags for 200 people. By this week coming, it will make Real Talk 400 bags that we have given out. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight. There will be no Real Talk Fire Friday due to something I have to do. But from next week, we'll be live on air. Viewers, be safe. Enjoy the night. Plant a seed, 2391670. Until we meet again, Inta Ba'illa Sa'anta Ra'uma. When you want to see God move in your life, do something good. Good night and be safe.